crazy place. It's a crazy hospital for crazy people. I mean, these are people that really lost their minds. So here I am in there like thinking, what the heck am I doing in here? I don't belong here. These people have serious injuries. They got serious illnesses. A lot of them may not ever come back to having their senses. You understand what I'm saying? So through the grace of God, I was able to get discharged from Danville. And I said to myself, when I get out of here, I'm going to get myself back. I got to get back to school because I don't belong here. I'm working at these dead-end jobs. I'm 19 years old. You know, I should be in college right now. So I'm working at Church's Chicken. Working at that time it was called Geno's. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but then Geno's turned into Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is KFC now. So I'm working these dead-end jobs and stuff like that. So I ended up going back to Penn State. And I had my eldest son, Khalil, when I was about 21 years old at Penn State. Didn't want to have a child. And I ended up having him. But I think for me, children somehow change it. I didn't really look at trying to be grown up, try and grow up too fast, being in a serious relationship. When you're in college, that should be one of the best times of your life. Here I am trying to take on all this ownership of grown folk stuff at 19 years old. 19 years old, you don't even know what you want to do. Here I am in college, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I switched to major a couple times and stuff like that. So initially I went to school for journalism. I thought I wanted to be a writer. I switched from journalism to liberal arts, then switched my major a couple times. But I wasn't focused my first time around. When I went back to school, I got my grades up. The first time I made the dean's list, I got a 3.82 for my GPA. You know, so things were turning around because I said I made a commitment. So going back to school, no scholarship. You understand what I'm saying? No scholarship. Now this has got to come out of my own pocket. You know, now I got to apply for grants, a pain in the butt, the Pell, the Stafford loans, and all the other stuff. It's like, why am I doing this?
Can we rotate to the next session? Please rotate to the next session.
You guys, I must have talked too long because you guys didn't even get a chance to ask me any questions. When are we rotating right now?
No, we could ask a few questions.
All right, you guys have.
We got to rotate.
You guys got. Okay.
There are other groups coming and going.
Okay.
There's another class coming in here.
Well, while we walking, we're gonna ask some questions.
Go ahead.
Can I go in there?
If you want one, you can have one. Does anybody else want one?
Yeah, me. Nobody else read me.
The girl, you don't want to give it to the girl?
Yeah, one female.
Yeah.
She's not gonna.
If I have an extra one, I'll make sure Mrs. Smalls give her your name. I'll make sure you get one.
Join it to your book.
No.
I'll make sure that you guys get one. All right. Thanks for coming in. You have a question for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that. You have a question for
So
me?
did you have like a rough time in school?
I didn't struggle with the academic part, no.
Academics, right?
No, because I lived in a bad neighborhood, it didn't affect my brain. I had a mind. I had street smarts and I had book smarts.
So was it always about credits then too? Or was it more about your A's, B's, and...
No, it was just at the time in high school. I wasn't worried about making any lists. I just wanted to go to college. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get out of the hood and go to another level. So I never really worried about that because it wasn't a struggle. I just applied myself a little bit.
Show me your boxing things.
Huh? No, Google me, AJ the Trainer, PR Media Davis. You'll see me.
Oh, you on Google?
Yeah, I'm all over the place, man.
You still recording?
I'm still recording.
So is this going to be on Real Radio?
It's going to be, a link will be up. I'll give it to Miss Smalls, but just Google me, AJ, all one word, AJ the Trainer, PR Media Davis. Everybody, my name rings bells out here. They know who I am.
Yeah, keep that
So I'm gonna say my
Come, bro. Okay.
Yeah, you
Well,
want that
he
down?
took that shit from me. So.
Okay. What's that?
Keep the same energy.
All right, that's all good, man. It's all,
I'm gonna state that. Keep that same energy all mine.
I might steal that from you too. All right,
that's mine.
keep that same energy. All right.
that same energy,
All right,
that's
bro.
Nah, nigga.
Keep that same energy.
All right,
I
bro.
like that.
All right, bro.
Keep that same energy.
Okay. Thanks for listening to me.
Yeah.
All right. That time goes pretty quickly. If you guys didn't have any questions for me before I begin, you can ask me now. Got any questions? Okay. No? Okay. You have any questions for me? You? Okay. My name is Alan Davis. They call me AJ the Trainer. Right now, what I do, give you a little bit about me. I was on Team USA. In 92, 94, I went to Hawaii. I went to Russia. I worked with world-class athletes. Right now, I'm recording this. I think I'm recording this right now. I'm recording this for my radio show, the 1U radio show. You can get the link off Facebook, Twitter. I'm all over social media. I wanted to come in today to share a little bit of my story with you guys. Didn't want to do it because I had an obligation at 1 o'clock, but as it turned out, I didn't have to do that. So I don't want to give you like a spiel, but I want to just share some information with you. If you go according to statistics, I'm not supposed to be here. Where I come from, everything that I navigated through, I'm one of the ones that shouldn't be here. But through the grace of God, I'm here today. I live with a stepfather that was doing drugs, very abusive to my mom. The environment that I grew up, I wasn't supposed to make it. I don't believe in domestic violence, so I have 2 sons of my own. So about 7 years ago, we raised about $12,000 for victims of domestic violence as a tribute to my mom. My mom was the matriarch of my family. So it's horrific, some of the things I was exposed to as a kid, that no kid really should be exposed to that type of stuff at a young age, the domestic violence, the cheating, and all the other stuff. I knew when I became a man, whatever I saw my stepfather do, I didn't want to be that type of man. I wanted to grow up and be responsible. But being from the hood, being from the city where I came from, in my neighborhood, I wasn't exempt from squandering opportunities. So my thing, if you don't remember anything else about me, try and think about what you want to do with your life. I'm going to be starting a foundation because I see all the stuff that's going on in Allentown, and I look at the community. It's like, well, how are you going to be helping the surrounding communities? You're building all this stuff, all this good-looking stuff in the next 5 to 10 years, unless you have a good-paying job. You're not going to be able to afford to live in Allentown because they're pricing the people from the community right out of the areas. So for me, just having to come in here today, it's like, well, how would I be able to make a difference? I can give you guys this book right now, so you can have that, pass it on. It's like a wellness fitness book. It's not completely done yet, but how can I make a difference as a businessman, as a business owner? And the thing about being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, you're going to fail. I failed countless times in life, personal levels, with relationships. Failure, that most people, they don't count failure as part of the equation. Most of the time when you do a problem, E equals MC squared times whatever, and you look for a logical answer to get from A to B to C to D or whatever. Well, in life, sometimes those best laid plans, they don't work out like that. So as a business owner, I didn't say, what if I fail? What if the investors pull out like they did? What's going to be my backup plan? I didn't have a backup plan. My backup plan was, I'm going to go in there, grind it out, work 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day to try and make this thing work. Well, work ethic is good, but it wasn't enough. You needed resources because you need money to turn the lights on. You need money to heat the building. When people want to come in and take showers, you got to have money to have the gas on. And I was at my gym for about almost 3 years, and my membership was growing. The last year I was there, you're talking about an $800, $900 electric bill, and I even converted from the regular balances over to eco balances. So you're talking about $600-700 electric bill, gas bills around $600-700. So I had to turn the heat off. So, people were in love with my gym like that. They still came to the gym because some of the principles that I try and instill in my members and people when I mentor them is the mind, body, spirit connection. What is that? Your mind controls the body. You want to have a good spirit. A lot of times people don't have hope. They're hungry, they don't have food, they don't have what the other kids have. But you have to come to a point in your life, it's like we all are given opportunities, we all are given chances. And what you do with those opportunities and what you do with those chances, that's on an individual basis. Like they should judge every case in court. So, as I told the previous class, I won a lot, but I lost a lot, you know. But through the grace of God, I'm still here now, talking to you guys. Like I said earlier, I didn't want to be here because I was thinking, how can I make a difference? What can I say to anybody that's going to impact these young people? Like, I don't know what's going on in your lives, but I'm pretty sure what you might be going through, what you have experiences, we all probably share the same experiences. And unfortunately or fortunately for me, in spite of what my home situation was, I knew I wanted to go to college. I know I wanted to excel. So with my failures, I think I tried to overcompensate as I got older, thinking that whatever I lost, if I keep trying to be successful, I can somehow regain whatever I was lost. But whatever is lost is lost. You can't go back. You can't get it back. When you get to a certain point in your life, you have to say, well, from this point forward, I want to do this. I want to try and do this. I want to try and do this. So some of the things that I do when I first start my day, I think about my mom a lot. You know, she was the matriarch of the family. She's no longer with me. My grandmother was a strong woman. She's no longer with me. But getting back to my mom, she died of pancreatic cancer. She took care of her siblings. She took care of my family. She raised a lot of my aunts and their kids. So everybody in the family knew my mom. So for me, it was like, how can I pay homage to my mom? So the way I try and do that now is, I don't try and be her, but I have a 10-year-old son and I have a 35-year-old son. I'm 56. So my youngest son, he goes to Lehigh Valley Parkway Elementary School. He just won he's 10. He'll be 11 in June. He just won the citywide jump rope competition. See, athletes run in my family. You know, just like gangbangers, like all kind of worthless people. We all have somebody in the family that has the ability to do nothing with their life. Every family has a bum. Every family might have a drug addict or whatever. But needless to say, I'm proud of him for doing that because that was this decision that he made. He qualified. He was one of the top 3 qualifiers in his school, so he got to go down to the PP&L Center, and he competed, and he won. Last year, he took 3rd. He won 4 rounds, and then the 5th round, he was showing off, crossing up, doing all this fancy stuff, and he ended up losing, so he took 3rd. But last night, he was at Barnes & Noble's in Whitehall. And the reason why he was there, they have a program called the Bookshelf. He was in the authors program. He did a book signing last night. He did his first book over at Barnes & Noble last night as a 10-year-old. So what am I trying to say? I don't know if you're hearing what I'm saying, if it's making a difference. I'm going to try and make myself available because I'm going to start a foundation. Look at where you are in your life, and you ask yourself, is this the place I want to be in? I had no direction, even though I had people around me saying you can do this, and I thought I wanted to do that. Sometimes life throws roadblocks at you and detours. It's not that I didn't want to have a better life. It's not that I didn't want to be successful. I didn't know I was going to have to go through a lot of crap to get to the good stuff, you know. So if I can say anything that's going to reverberate in your mind, you can do anything you put your mind to. If you need support, if you need help, ask for it. But don't keep getting caught up to being in a negative situation. Get away from the bad people around you, because if they're not encouraging you and building you up and trying to say, let's do something positive, you need to get away from them. Look at your circle of friends, because there are people that care about you. As I said before, I didn't want to be here today. It was like, what can I offer? I'm not a speaker. This is not what I do. But hopefully by me being here, I can have some type of effect. You can say, well, if he can do it based on where he came from, then I can do it too. If you ever need help or assistance, somebody to talk to, that maybe at some point I can help you out. And if I can't help you, maybe I can point you in a direction, give you some type of moral support. But you can do anything you put your mind to. How we doing for time?